video is going to be me sort of glazing Fallout 76. I started playing recently like many other players do at the Fallout show.
Or some guys, you know, when they make a move, it gets all big and hard like a big pimple and then it pops. And they say it can happen to anybody, but it's gross.
And it being on sale for like $9. I put about 40 hours into it so far in about 2 weeks. I haven't had this much fun since playing Club Penguin on the DS. Let me start off talking about what I thought the game would be. I thought it was going to be another Rust, basically a free-for-all with players raiding and destroying each other's bases. Hopping into the game with no knowledge of it, I assumed players were going to kill me and cannibalize me straight out of the vault. I absolutely avoided everybody for the first hour until I realized that there was a pacifist setting. Even with the pacifist setting off, the player has to shoot back at the person attacking them to enable PvP. Otherwise, the attacker does very minimal damage. As for base raiding, the worst thing that can happen is somebody literally launching a nuke at your base. Even with that, it takes one click to rebuild it all if you have the minuscule amount of resources required to repair it. But yeah, there's not too much griefing in PvP as far as I've seen. In fact, the game's community is absolutely phenomenal. Chances are, as soon as you leave the vault, there's a donation box filled with loot to get you started from players in the server. The higher levels in the game are so welcoming of new players, and since it's grindy, they try to help you. Our first hour playing with my friend, we joined a public event, and these two dudes saw us. We basically got recruited by the Brotherhood of Steel. They took us to their camp and suited us in power armor, gave us guns, had us join them fighting a boss in the center of a nuke. That was my intro to the game, and that's what got me hooked. Reading comments from my other posts, a lot of people basically get adopted by players who have years in the game because they're excited that their favorite game has newcomers. I know some people will be like, they're ruining the game by dropping all this loot. There's no fun. Trust me, it doesn't change the game at all. It just helps you get past the very tedious getting set up part of it. And if you want to do the grind, just don't pick it up. A good chunk of people in teams, at least on PC, do use voice chat. You'll meet a lot of chill, down-to-earth people. A lot of players that don't use their mics use emotes to communicate, and I love it. They just kind of spam hearts at you and start teabagging you. I got you, buddy. I've yet to meet a role player though, which I've heard the game has quite a few of. As somebody who's mainly played Call of Duty, Rust, Arc Raiders, The Finals, Battlefield, I was ready for PvP and trash talk, but I genuinely got killed with kindness playing it. The base building is extremely janky, but it's fun to build bases in the game. You place down a camp that becomes a free fast travel location, and then you can build around it in a decent sized bubble. The builds I've seen have either been like the Mona Lisa or Marine 8 200 crayons and took a rainbow shit. There's a lot of ways you can customize your base with little details like fences, flower pots, automated power machine gun turrets, fun stuff. I've mainly been doing public events and haven't really progressed at all with the storyline or side quests. All right, let's get into it. Help these guys out. I'm sorry, but I'm not doing anything to him. Not me. Mr. Earl, please. And I'm already level 70, but I've seen high levels that are like level 2,000 to 8,000. It's insane. The weapon system is enjoyable to me. The guns and melee weapons are able to be modified to have effects like healing surrounding players by doing damage or making them explosive. Power armor is fun to modify as well. You get to put individual parts onto a chassis and modify each individual part on it. As for perks and mutations, I haven't really gotten into any of that yet, but it seems like there's a lot of builds for it. You could even become a ghoul if you want to. The economy in the game is pretty cool as well. Players can have their own vendor machines. You can buy things from players cheaper than you could buy from NPCs sometimes, and you could also get things that you can't get from NPCs like legendary guns or certain blueprints. Some high levels will even put legendaries in there for 0 cap, just to give away guns to newer players or players who need it. The crafting system can be annoying, but I do like it. You pick up and learn schematics as you complete events, quests, side quests, or scavenging the wasteland. The map is also massive as hell. There's so much exploring to do. There's also a lot of detail and lore if you're into it. From the terminals and notes you could find, I mean, I'm not super into it. I haven't really gotten into the story too much at all yet, but I do feel like there's a good amount of environmental storytelling without having to look into the notes or terminals. I do like to skim through them if I find something that looks interesting. Sometimes the game does a pretty bad job of explaining what to do on quests. I'll get lost or stuck in a part and have to watch a YouTube tutorial every now and then, but it's probably because my brain has the reduced wrinkles perk. There's other things I haven't fully gotten into or begin to understand yet, like expeditions or raids, but they look pretty fun with big bullet sponge bosses to fight. There's got to be stuff to kill in here.
Alert. Unauthorized personnel detected.
Oh, it's a boss. A whole lot of zeros. Okay. I'm personally just tired of recent AAA slop titles, and I really do think Bethesda did cook with this game. It just had a release that, according to longtime players, had some swamp-ass things. As for the downside of the game, there's a subscription called Fallout First, which feels like it puts a pretty good chunk of things behind a paywall, but nothing is fully behind it other than some cosmetics and unlimited storage space. They give you 1,200 slots in your stash, and that goes by quick. So it's a lot of inventory management. Getting the paywall goodies does seem like quite a bit of a grind. I would know I bought Fallout first. If you like a game that has decent storytelling and a long grind, if you like doing player builds, perks, gun modifications, it's great for you. It's a very, very casual game and very easy to sink a lot of hours into without realizing. Come on.
I'm so glad I finally caught up with you. Congratulations! You have been randomly selected to win a fabulous prize from the Great Appalachian Sweepstakes.
What is going on?
We at the Great Appalachian Sweepstakes appreciate your continued purchases and subscriptions. However, we would like to remind you that your bill in the amount of $73,428.66 is overdue, and prompt payment is appreciated. Have a great day. Congratulations!
Okay.